probably had a lot of emotions on your last day at that job, a little anxious, nervous, or maybe even a little excitement to get up out of there and move on to something new. This new opportunity comes with a financial decision that could affect your retirement for years to come. So you have to decide, what are you going to do with your old retirement account, whether it be a 401k, a 403b, whatever employee-sponsored account you had at that job. Now, I know we don't know each other that well yet, but I'm genuinely excited because I want to help you think through this decision. There's an option that can cost you a huge tax bill, and there's another one that could lead to you having more control over this money than you've ever had before. So you have 4 options. Well, kind of, sort of. It depends on your age. If you have not reached 59 and a half yet, then this first option is one I highly caution and recommend you actually don't choose. So one of the options is to just cash out and take your money. Now, if you're not 59 and a half yet and you choose to do that, one, you're going to have to pay taxes on that money because the money went into a tax deferred account. And you're also going to be hit with a penalty because you haven't reached the age to withdraw that money. So that's option 1. Let's move on to the second option. The second option is to just leave it right where it is. Now, this option is one where some people might actually want to go for it because you don't really have to do anything. You just leave the money where it is. I also don't really recommend this one because you don't have control over the money. The employer that you were working with could choose to switch providers. And so one day you'll get a letter in the mail and they'll just say, hey, your account is now with this company. I don't know, but I don't really like that. I'd rather have a bit more control. And also, with your employer sponsored accounts, typically they don't have a lot of investment options, so you'll be locked in with whatever options are available to you at that time. Your third option, if it's available, is to take those funds from your old job and roll them into the employer sponsored account with your new job. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not. I've seen most cases where it is, but you definitely want to check that first. Now, before you move the money, with your new employer, you want to see what kind of investment options are available. You also want to take a look and see what kind of fees you might be paying with them managing this account for you. This is an option that I definitely would recommend for people who are under 30 years old. You still have a lot of time in your career, and it would make sense for you to just take those funds and move it into your current employer so that everything can be together. You have less accounts to keep track of because there's so many people who have 401ks out there in the streets and they don't even know where they are. They have unclaimed them, and you just don't want that to be you. Your fourth option is to move the funds into a traditional IRA, and there's a couple ways that you can do that. So one way is to open the traditional IRA yourself. So that's like going to Fidelity, for example. That's just, an example. And you can move the funds there. The institutions will talk to each other and the money will just go into a new account that you own and you have control over. Now, if you choose to do that method, that means your money will be invested in the stock market. And I recommend this for people who are under 30 years old because of your age. You still have a lot of time in your career. Hopefully you'll continue to contribute to it and it'll just continue to grow and grow. And that's wonderful. Now, if you're someone who is over 30 years old and you are concerned about protecting that money and you don't want to experience any market loss, but you still want that money to grow, you could actually put it into a fixed indexed annuity. Now, these accounts you cannot open on your own. You would have to go through someone who is licensed to help you work with insurance companies to set it up for you. The benefit of these accounts is that you will experience the growth of the market, but you will not have your money in the stock market. And so, for example, I typically link my clients' accounts to the S&P 500. So when that account does well, you'll experience growth. And when the market doesn't do so well, you actually won't experience any loss because your money is not even in the market. Now, the benefit of having this type of account is that, who doesn't want to experience growth and not have to worry about losing any money? Because these accounts are indexed, they do have a cap. So for example, let's say the S&P 500 increases to 20% over the year and your account is capped at 10. You wouldn't experience the full 20%. You would experience 10% of those gains, which is still great. So now you have control over your money. And the beautiful part about it is if you choose to use a fixed index annuity, then when you're approaching retirement age, you can reposition the account so that it gives you guaranteed income for the rest of your life. And I would recommend you do that as you're approaching around 10 years before you decide to retire. Some things to know when you roll your money over is that there are no fees involved in either process, whether you set it up on your own or you work with a financial professional like myself to set it up with an insurance company. And it's a very smooth process. I help my clients walk through the whole thing step by step and make sure everything is done properly. And there's two ways it can be done. Either the institutions will talk to each other and one will wire the money to the other, or they will actually write a check out to you, mail it to you, and then you're going to need to mail that money to the new institution. Now, what I will say is it's extremely important if they decide to mail you a check, because each company has different rules. You must, and I repeat, you must get that check over to the new company within 60 days, or you're going to experience a tax implication if you're not over 59 and a half. So if you'd like some help, you can click the link in the description of this video and schedule a retirement readiness call with me. During this time, we'll get together. I will learn more about your goals, understand what you're trying to accomplish, and share with you my expertise and how I can help you reach those goals.